Welcome to another edition of Lab Rats. My name is Andy Walker.
I'm Sean Carruthers.
And we're still here in Las Vegas covering off the best of mobile at the Consumer Electronics Show 2011. And wow, what a show, Sean.
Yeah, it's a mobile world and a mobile show because of that.
Lots of tablets, Android. I mean, it's just been crazy. It really has turned into a mobile world. So, of course, we're going to bring all the best of that coverage for you. And once we find our crew, at least. Anyway, where are they right now?
They're being mobile.
All right.
Makes sense.
It does make sense. Well, we are the sweet mobile lifestyle network after all. So enjoy the best of mobile at the Consumer Electronics Show 2011. Andy Walker here with Butterscotch.com, here at the Panasonic booth at CES 2011. Hey, you've seen apps on a mobile device, on a tablet, well, why not put apps on your television? I'm here with Greg from Panasonic. You guys have app-enabled your televisions and opened it up to third-party developers, right?
Yeah, we're headed that direction. Previously we had what we call Viera Cast, and that allowed us to have partnerships with like Netflix, Bloomberg, Picasa, those type of applications. But those were kind of like we had to go out and cultivate those. But what we're seeing over in like the cell phone market, there's Android and iOS, and people are developing these applications which you could run, and the customers creating their own experience. Whether it's entertainment, hobbies, interest, work, whatever.
Sure.
So by transitioning from what we call Viera Cast to Viera Connect, we're basically following a similar type of situation where hey, you're a developer, you think you have something that's going to be of interest to people, develop it. We look at it and say, hey, this looks good, and we'll upload it to our Viera Connect marketplace.
Right.
Then the user can just go and select those applications and such that appeal to them. And it could be, health and fitness. You can do things that, track your training, your body mass index if you're trying to get in shape. We even have an application that works with a treadmill.
Oh, really?
And what you do is you say, hey, I may live in California, but I live in Los Angeles. I want to run in San Francisco. So what you say is you map out on like Google Maps this route.
Yeah.
And then what happens is that as you start running down the road, it is showing you the data, the street data. So you're running down the street in San Francisco. And it also has the incline data of the road, so you could be running uphill as you're going uphill and running downhill. So it completely enhances the experience. And so whether it's that or our blood pressure monitors, or if you want to play games, you can do gaming without a console on the TV.
Does this cost money?
The service is free with the TV. Now, different types of applications, just like on other platforms. Some are going to be free, some may be paid, and some may be pay per services. Because like we're partnering with all the major league sports, like NBA, NHL, MLS, and like with the soccer, in the United States, it's not quite as popular as in other areas of the world. So if you're a big soccer fan, you have a local team that you like to keep up with, sometimes it's harder to find them. But with the MLS app, you can go see old games, nude games. It's all accessible directly through their application.
Right.
So it becomes like you have like the NFL ticket on DirecTV. Well, you might be able to do that with the other sports and be able to see things that you wouldn't normally see.
So what about so this is Viera Connect's available on all of your televisions, is that correct?
Well, we'll have internet connectivity on everything, but only our 3D TVs will support the new Viera Connect marketplace.
Oh, I got it. Okay, right. What about, you said something about before tablet connectivity to the television. Can you explain that?
Well, tablets seem to be the rage here at the show.
Sure.
And so Panasonic caught wind of this, and we thought, hey, maybe this is something that we can use to enhance the user experience. So we're showing a 10-inch, a 7-inch, and a 4-inch, tablet, what we call the Viera tablets. And what it is it runs Android, so you can run all the Android apps, you can search the internet and all that from the tablet.
Right.
But when you're in the living room, it also has access to the Viera Connect marketplace.
Oh, I see. Right.
So I'll be able to access those same apps, those same services that I'm getting on my TV, and now it becomes more of a portable device around the house.
Right.
So let's say I'm sitting there and I'm in the kitchen and I start a movie on Netflix or maybe Amazon VOD. I go and sit down on my couch and it's like, well, why am I watching a 10-inch tablet? I have a 65-inch TV.
Right.
Push the application and you flick the video, and next thing you know, it shows up on that 65-inch TV.
Incredible.
And I could even be searching forward and backwards ahead on the movie while it's running, so it runs concurrent on both devices.
Could I pause it on my television, take my tablet into the bathroom, and...
Well, I wouldn't say that, but if that works for you, that's perfect. That's where you do your best watching.
That's where I do my best watching, exactly. That's awesome. That's very good. So where can we find out more information about both of these things?
Well, of course, www.panasonic.com.
Greg, thank you so much.
Always a great place. Thanks for stopping by.
All right. There you go. That's what's up for Panasonic with the app-enabled televisions at Panasonic.
Sean Carruthers from Butterscotch.com here at CES 2011. I'm here with Brian, who's representing Creative Labs, and he's going to talk to us about something that you wouldn't expect of Creative Labs, an Android tablet. So Brian, Why Android?
Well, I'll tell you, there's a big shift in the market and the industry as a whole, and we're looking at different OSs being a big factor in portability. BlackBerry's got their own OS, Apple's got their own OS. You got a Microsoft going after the space, and we've selected to go down the road and build our first tablet with the Android OS. We're working off of 2.2, and it is a product which we are going after as a entertainment device as well as a tablet.
Right, so that makes more sense, because we typically think of Creative as more of a multimedia company rather than as a computing company.
Right, absolutely. And Creative is has finally, mastered a device that utilizes Creative's very own ZMS08 processor, which is very reliable, strong performance, and again utilizes the Android OS. We've got here a tablet that's 10 inches, $299. We've also got a 7-inch version as well for $249. The product has multiple capabilities to hook up to your Wi-Fi connection within your home or business. It also has the ability to support all the Android applications. There's an Android marketplace with Creative as well. And the product has, as you can see, many apps already preloaded on here, including some Z Photo and Z Music and Z Video, so you can play back movies, audio recordings as well. And what the beauty of Creative is they've packaged a product that not only runs off of the ZMS08 processor, but it also has the ability to support different codecs. So you can have multiple different codecs operating with this device.
Right, so you're not just locked into one proprietary format,
right,
like some devices do.
Right, and what Creative's edge is going to be that there is a large accessory base of products that pair up with this device. So it's an ecosystem of products that work with this onto the pure wireless audio platform. It's Bluetooth wireless as well, which uses the aptX codec, which gives you high sounding audio. It has HDMI out, so it actually supports HDMI out to your TV at full 1080p HD. It has a SD card slot, micro SD, for inputting your own information, music, movies, pictures, what have you. And it also has, as you can see, the web camera on the 7-inch. The 7-inch has a web camera, the 10-inch has a web camera, and you can via Skype video conference.
There you go.
And that's something that isn't yet ready for the public, that Skype software that works with this, but it's something that is available very shortly.
There you go. So it's positioned as a multimedia PC or multimedia machine, but it does all the other stuff that Android will do, and in the future as well.
And again, with the audio company that Creative is, they've mastered digital audio. So this incorporates the X-Fi Extreme Fidelity, which I like to say is audio upmixing technology. So it's going to give you the best audio reproduction, bar none.
There you go. So Brian, when can we get our hands on one of these, and how much will it cost us? I think you already gave us the price.
They're out in the market now. They're on a limited, slow delivery of product, so we're getting more in the country here. So Amazon, I think, is going to be one of the primary partners for us in the US. In Canada, we're probably looking at launching the one that has the Android 2.2 OS. We're thinking around the April timeframe.
Very good. So thank you so much.
Very much.
Andrew Moore-Crispin here at Digital Experience leading up to CES 2011. I bumped into Keith Nowak with HTC. Last time we chatted was at CTIA when he was showing off the HTC
the Evo 4G.
Evo 4G.
Yep.
Cool looking phone. First 4G phone in North America.
Yep.
And now 4G really coming into its own with HTC. What do you have in your hand here? You have 3 new phones that are being announced here around CES.
We are.
So what's the first one we have
This is the first one. So you saw the Evo back at CTIA.
Yep.
This is the next, we say, member of the Evo family.
Okay.
It's the HTC Evo Shift 4G.
Okay.
So again, it's a 4G WiMAX device. What you'll see is a little bit different is that this is a smaller screen, a little more compact. It's also a little more affordable, about $50 less. So it's really about building a portfolio of 4G devices. But what's really cool on this device is that you've got the great touchscreen format, but you've also got keyboard.
Oh, slide out QWERTY.
So it does have a slide out QWERTY. So now we have this compact QWERTY slider 4G device, as well as the big 4.3-inch screen touchscreen device.
So now that this is in the smartphone category, in the feature phone category, where does it fall?
Very much in the smartphone category. These are Android device.
Android 2.2?
2.2
nice.
with the HTC Sense experience.
Okay.
So it's really, if you've used an Evo, this experience is very similar. But again, it's a little bit more of a streamlined feature set. So really good for people getting into smartphones, and again, a little less money.
Okay, now so what is the price point on this guy?
Price point on this is $149.99 at Sprint. So it's $50 less than the Evo, which is $199.99.
Right. And when is this actually coming out?
Actually, real soon. So it'll be on shelves on January 9th.
January 9th.
So right around the corner.
Just a few days from now.
Just a few days from now.
So now, I think you pocketed the other phones before I could. What else do you have on you then?
All right, so what else we've got here are two devices we announced actually today at CES. So kind of two different ends of the spectrum in many ways. Right now we're still working on these, so these are not working models, but at least you're the hardware.
So if I'm going to steal something, not these?
I wouldn't steal these.
Okay.
They make great
Thanks for the advice.
paperweights, but would not be the ones to steal. This is the HTC Inspire 4G.
Inspire 4G.
As you can see, big 4.3-inch screen. Really cool unibody chassis. So what you'll notice is all one piece of metal.
Right.
So real strong, real sexy, feels good in the hand. 8-megapixel camera, dual flash. This is a 4G device as well. It's HSPA+, so very fast speeds on the AT&T network. It's also the first device in actually in the US. In Canada, we have the HTC Desire Z that uses what's called HTCSense.com, which is a connected experience. It allows you to find your phone on a map, ring it, things like that. This is the first phone in the US to have that technology.
Very cool.
So that's really cool.
Do we know a release date and price point on this guy?
We don't yet, but this is obviously a higher-end smartphone.
Well, when we bump into the CTIA, we'll be sure to get all those details. Now, what's this one here?
Now, this is kind of the other end of the spectrum. This is called the HTC Freestyle. As you can see, much smaller. It's a very simple entry device in the smartphone world. It's based on the Brew mobile platform. So it's a simpler OS. It needs a little less processing power, but very easy to step into. It really strips down the feature set, but still that same basic HTC Sense experience. But again, it was really cool. Even though it's a little more, much more of an entry-level type device, same metal unibody chassis as the Inspire has, touchscreen display, all that's there. But again, more compact and a little simpler for people just getting into this kind of device.
Classic, I mean, HTC is very well known for its like really superior build quality. Good to see you carrying that on.
These are really strong, really feel good in the hands.
Absolutely. Well, we'll look forward to bumping into you at CTIA.
I'll be there.
A little bit more detail on these guys. Keith, where are we going for more information on HTC and all the great products you guys make?
So if you just go to htc.com, you'll find all of our devices no matter where you are.
Great, and for links and prices, everything we discussed here, hit up the show notes on butterscotch.com. Keith, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Hey, I'm Andy Walker at butterscotch.com, and I'm here at Digital Experience with Frank from Texas Instruments. Frank, you are the DLP, Digital Light Processing Guru at Texas Instruments, right?
Whatever you say, yeah.
Whatever I say. Now, for those of you who don't know what DLP technology is, several years ago, all the big screen TVs were powered by these things. A tiny little chip like this, tiny little mirrors that turn on and off and create an amazing picture. And Texas Instruments now has adapted this technology for some amazing gadgets, right?
Yeah, that's right. They're all in a family called Pico products.
Pico products,
and there's Pico cameras, Pico cell phones, DLP Pico docks that allow you to take your iPod or iPad or iPhone and dock it and actually see video in addition to audio.
So let's have a look at this, because this is very cool. It's a GE camera called what?
This is called the PJ1.
PJ1.
It uses DLP Pico inside.
So take a picture of me.
We're going to take a picture here. There you go, Andy.
Handsome guy.
The handsome guy.
Okay, now you want to project this, right?
Now we're going to project Andy right here. We're going to just hit this one button, and there's Andy.
Look at that. That's incredible.
You look as good on this projected image as you do in person.
Clearly I do.
Yeah,
clearly. There's no disputing that at all.
Very good.
So now this camera, is this available today?
Yes, this is available. It's going to be shipping worldwide. It should be available in the US, in Europe, and in Asia.
Right, and any idea how much?
This product will be under $299, probably like in the $279 range.
Just incredible.
Yeah,
okay, good.
It's incredible. It really
now let's move on to the other magic.
Yeah.
I know you have a cell phone here. It's an Android cell phone from Samsung.
This is a Samsung phone called the Galaxy Beam.
Yeah.
And you can view whether it's presentations or whether it's YouTube or it's video or pictures, anything that you want to view and you want to share it, then you can do that here. We can do that right here.
Wow, look at that.
And we'll block this off.
So you're playing the Ice Age, the movie.
That's correct.
From the phone onto that.
That's exactly right. And it could be really any video clip, anything that you'd like to, anything streaming, anything you want to show, you can show.
That's just amazing.
Yeah.
So now this is available in Singapore, you said before, right?
This is in Singapore and Korea, but it is a worldwide phone, so we expect more will happen over time.
So, you know, it'll just be a natural thing for you to see this moving forward.
Yeah, I would think so, yes.
Good. Now you have one other thing, a couple other things to show us.
Yes.
A very affordable home projector here.
Yeah, this is used for gaming, used for toys. You want to play your Xbox big?
Yeah.
This is a product for you at $199. You also can find other versions of it for $179.
$199. It's called the Playtime?
Yeah, it's called Playtime. It's from Optima.
Yeah. What's the resolution on this?
This is native DVD. Wide
Native
VGA.
DVD, right. So.
And it's actually pretty bright. It's like 50 lumens.
Fantastic.
And then
and finally this guy here, these two guys here, right?
These are really cool because you know what's going on with iPhone and iPad and iPod. Well, this takes not only the audio and gives you an audio experience, but you actually get the projected image that goes out there that you're seeing out here on this screen. So it actually projects what's on your Apple device,
right?
And it'll actually give you the audio as well. And this is a Cinnamon. This is from Huawei. This product from Huawei is a Cinnamon. It's called Cinnamon Slice. It does the same kind of thing. It actually has audio
beams the image.
and beams the image out.
Amazing. Reinvention of DLP. You guys are just incredible with what you do at Texas Instruments.
Thank you so much, Andy. That's
Very
really
good.
kind of you.
So tell me a little bit, give me a little quick review of the pricing now.
Yeah.
So starting with the camera, you said $299 for this?
$299.
Right? And then moving on to the Android phone, we don't know really, do we?
We don't know exactly what that phone runs.
What about
because it depends on the contract that you get and whether you buy it unsubsidized or not.
And then the projector is $199?
$199. These products will be under $399 in that price range.
Amazing. So there you go. So there's what's going on with DLP with Texas Instruments here at the CES 2011. Don't forget to check out our show notes at butterscotch.com.
John Carruthers from butterscotch.com, CES 2011. I'm here with Stu from Wireless Input, and he has a helicopter here that isn't your typical wireless helicopter, you know, the ones that you buy at the store and just fly around for a few bucks.
That's right. We're launching a line of wireless toys, or I should say remote control toys, that are Bluetooth enabled.
Bluetooth enabled, so you don't have a dedicated remote for this?
It will ship with a dedicated remote, but you can download an app, and you'll be able to see that app right now that is on your iPhone. So that gives it, I guess, a little bit of a cool feel.
Right.
So all the controls you would have with the remote controller, as you can see right now, you can use on the helicopter to control it right here at the show.
It's attacking me. Help, help. So there you go.
This will have an MSRP of about $120.
Right. So it's just like your typical helicopter you see, but now essentially the Bluetooth allows you to control it from a Bluetooth enabled device. We've got an iPhone here that he's controlling it with. Does it work with other types of devices as well?
In the future, we'd like to have an Android app.
Right.
And also, we want to update this app a little bit later on, another version of it where you can just tip the iPhone to control your left, right, forward and backward motion.
All right, so right now we just have slider control and button pushes on the
That's right,
screen.
it's sliders right now, and then we'd like to have the next version where you can tip for left and right.
Okay, so how much is the app for this and how much is the helicopter itself?
When you buy the helicopter for $120, you just get the app for free.
There we go, and that'll be the same case with all the other versions that come forth, like Android, etc.
Well, these will ship in March, and to the best of my knowledge, they will all be that same, where you just buy the product and then download the app.
So where can people go to find out more information about the helicopter?
They can go to wirelessinput.com and they can find out more about it. It'll be, as I said before, a March release.
Great, and of course you can go to our show notes at butterscotch.com for the links to that and all the information as well. Thanks so much, Steve.
Thank you, it's a pleasure. Enjoy the show.
Andrew Moore-Crispin here at Digital Experience leading up to CES 2011. I'm in front of a very, very busy Samsung mobile booth. I think everyone's trying to get their hands on this device, which apparently I'm not really allowed to touch. I just did, that's okay. So I'm here with Kim, who's going to tell us a little bit about this guy. First off, what's it called? And give us a bit of detail.
Well, this is one of the reasons we're so busy. You're absolutely right. This is the Samsung Infuse 4G. It's going to be available on the AT&T network, and it's going to be available around the second quarter of this year.
Okay, we'll look forward to
now,
that.
what you're looking at that makes this so exciting is a 4.5-inch screen and it's a Super AMOLED Plus screen. It has 50% more subpixels, which makes it clearer, makes the text much crisper, and it makes much better outdoor viewing, outdoor visibility. So you have all of that, and a 1.2 gigahertz processor, so it's even faster than our current line of phones.
And that actually, if I'm not mistaken, that actually bests the minimum, or sorry, not even the minimum, the recommended spec for the next version of Android, which is Gingerbread 2.3. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, we can talk about that later because it's launching with 2.2 or Froyo.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
And it's launching at under 9 millimeters, so it's going to be the thinnest Android phone on the AT&T network.
Yeah, it really is a sweet-looking phone. I mean, Samsung, it makes its own AMOLED screens, does a great job. I mean, this thing really pops 4.5 inches. I can see this being kind of that phone that everyone really wants to get their hands on. So what are some of the other specs here? I'm assuming we have a camera in the back. What are the specs?
It's an 8-megapixel camera in the back. There's also a forward-facing camera for video chat, video conferencing. So that's very exciting as well.
And I think to keep everything current, I can just imagine myself playing Angry Birds on here, right? That's the one everyone's playing right now.
That's the #1 app, I understand.
So now we know we're looking forward to this in Q2 of this year.
Right.
Do we have a price yet?
We don't have a price yet.
Okay.
Of course, we do know it's with AT&T.
Okay.
And for more information as it comes along, go to Samsung.com.
Samsung.com. And we'll look forward to seeing this guy. I'm assuming it'll be at CTIA, and we'll hopefully get a little bit more detail there.
We probably will, yeah.
Very cool. So for everything we've discussed here today, head up to show notes on butterscotch.com. Kim, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, Sean Carruthers from butterscotch.com here at CES 2011. We've heard a lot about solid-state drives and what they do for your computer in terms of battery life and even performance. And Grant here from Otherworld Computing is actually going to give us a very solid use case here and show us just how much faster.
Oh, it's incredible. You know, we've got what we call a shootout here. We've got a 2009 MacBook Air side by side. The one on here is a 1.8 gig with 2 gig of RAM, but it has our first on the market SandForce-based processor SSD, OWC Aura Pro, and on next to it, its competitor, a faster machine by about 400 megs, a 2.13 processor-based MacBook Air with the original factory hard drive. And we're going to show you just how much faster an SSD will boot the OS and load 4 apps within Creative Suite 5. And to give the faster machine a little unfair advantage, we'll start it first.
But that doesn't seem fair at all.
Well, that's the difference that an SSD makes, Sean. So we're going to start that up now, and it's going to start to try and load the OS as well as the 4 apps within Creative Suite 5. And then, well, yeah, okay, that's enough of an advantage. Now we'll start the slower machine, technically, but it has our SSD in it.
Okay, now this is the only thing that's been changed in here is the old drive has been swapped out for an SSD.
Correct. The old drive has been swapped out for one of our OWC SSDs. We're the first on the market with a SandForce processor-based SSD for these 2008, 2009 MacBook Airs.
Now this is a project that you can do yourself as a user at home, I'm
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's plug and play. You just take the old drive out, reformat the new drive and put it in and experience the performance difference.
Yeah, and it's worth mentioning that.
And as you can see, the OS is actually up. The apps are loading. And we're still, as I think that movie Night at the Museum went, I'm thinking.
Yeah, so that unfair advantage, it wasn't so unfair after all, it looks like. Yeah, so I guess it's worth mentioning that you know, there's some upgrades that you can do at home, some that you can't. This one is a fairly easy upgrade.
It is, and you know, one of the hallmarks of OWC that we're known for is we create full helpful videos. They're free, they're right on our site, shows you how to do it step by step. We're in the process of introducing those videos because we've been busy working on the SSDs to bring them here to CES. And you know, the one thing I'd like to tell the audience is that you know, you think about SSDs as a performance upgrade. It's not so much the capacity, because a lot of people look at it and say, 40 gig, 120, what am I going to store on that? But look at the performance difference it makes in your machine. And with our SSD in this 2009 MacBook Air, it's faster than a brand new 2010 MacBook Air from the factory. So you can make your older machine faster than new with OWC.
Okay, here's the question then. Can you make your newer machine even faster?
Absolutely. We also introduced first here at CES a 2010 model that gives you 22% faster performance on the 2010 model than the factory SSD, as well as 3 times the capacity. So besides performance, OWC is also about giving you more options for your Mac and PC.
Yeah, so the old ones, they had a more traditional drive-like form factor. I know that one of the ways they got the new ones a bit smaller was by getting rid of the casing on the outside of the SSD.
Correct.
And I thought it was like bolted right into the board, so no user accessible parts. But that's not true.
That's not true, and in fact, you can see the 2010 model that I have right here. This is our OWC Mercury Aura Pro for the 2010 MacBook Air. And it simply looks like a memory module. It doesn't need the casing. It just fits right onto the board.
So there you go. So how much will it cost us to upgrade either the older Macs or the newer ones?
Well, the Mercury Aura Pro Express starts at $499 for a 180 gig drive, and the 2008-2009 models begin at 120 gig for $299.
There you go. So it'll cost you a little bit more than an old school mechanical drive, but look at the performance advantage.
The performance, the reliability, as well as now you can take your 2009 and make it faster than new for a fraction of the cost, as well as your 2010, instead of doing the upgrade at the factory, do it with OWC and get more capacity and more performance.
Okay, so where can people go to get information on these and order their own?
That's a great question. It's www.macsales.com.
Great, and you can get that link and all the other information on these over at our show notes on our site at butterscotch.com. Thanks so much, Grant.
Thank you, Sean.
Well, there you go. That's the best of mobile at the Consumer Electronics Show 2011. You know, Sean and I, we really worked hard to get the best stuff. Hey, what are you doing?
I'm shooting Matt with my mobile phone.
Dude, we're doing the best of mobile here.
It's related. It's work related.
It's mobile. Okay, all right. Well, as you know, we are the Sweet Mobile Lifestyle Network now at butterscotch.com. And so zip on over there to butterscotch.com to see the show notes for this show, see more mobile coverage, stuff that didn't make the show, but it's still pretty great anyway. It's pretty sweet. And don't forget our sponsor, hover.com, to get your domain and get 10% off with this coupon code right on here.
You can even get mobile domains there, I think, as well.
Yes, you could get mobile domains. That's absolutely true. Good segue. All right, well, thanks for tuning in this week. It'd be foolish for you to be sitting out there twiddling with your mobile phones if we weren't here in Vegas covering mobile. My name's Andy Walker.
I'm Sean Carruthers.
And we'll see you next time.
Are you ready?
Try this at home.